Welcome to my presentation, Recruitment in the Digital Era. In this presentation, I will take an overview of police recruitment as it stands today. I will then delve more deeply into the specific example of the Rochester Police Department's recruitment campaign, conducted in January of this year for the March 2nd police entrance examination. The presentation will conclude with key findings and takeaways from that recruitment effort. However, prior to discussing solutions, I'll first take a look at the problem. According to a study by the Police Executive Research Forum conducted in February of last year, agencies are continuing to lose officers far faster than they can hire new ones, as total sworn staffing has continued to decline. The survey was conducted with 184 agencies over the course of several years. The chart shows the percentage change in sworn staffing for participating agencies from January 2020 to January 2023. As you can see, staffing has fallen by 4.8% over the last few years. In raw numbers, staffing went from 83,497 to 79,464. This problem is not unique to law enforcement. However, in addition to an exceptionally tight job market, law enforcement agencies must contend with shifting societal sentiment that has caused applications to plummet. Solving this current staffing crisis has become the focus of many law enforcement agencies. The U.S. Department of Justice's Office of Community-Oriented Policing issued a report in 2019 regarding law enforcement best practices, in which they made several suggestions. This includes developing a comprehensive recruitment program. The focus of today's presentation. In light of the current staffing crisis, many agencies have revisited their approach to police recruitment. Traditionally, agencies have used recruitment officers to conduct events or participate in career fairs to meet applicants face-to-face. This incredibly personalized approach has several advantages, but the main disadvantage is the small number of applicants recruitment officers can meaningfully engage with. Utilizing press releases over television and radio, as well as advertising on billboards, has a far greater reach. But these types of advertisements are impersonal and not targeted toward eligible applicants. Police recruitment in the digital age has the advantages of being both more personalized and targeted toward eligible applicants. Social media resonates higher than other forms of advertising for its unique ability to be interactive. Unlike a billboard, applicants can like, comment, and directly message a social media post. Digital advertising provides unequaled granularity to how it can be targeted. Digital ads can be targeted to age, demographic, lifestyle, geography, and interest with the use of search terms. The major barrier to this type of recruitment is a department's ability to create engaging content. Posting over social media must be frequent enough to remain fresh, but not so frequent that it becomes white noise. Departments must walk a fine line between being authentic and alienating their audience. However, a digital recruitment campaign, when conducted properly, is incredibly effective. A hybrid approach to recruitment combines traditional methods with digital age tools. Recruitment efforts, such as in-person events and career fairs, are posted on social media to magnify their effects. Members in workforce development programs that meet on a monthly or bi-monthly basis can maintain contact and accountability through private Facebook groups. This allows members of the group to have face-to-face contact with members of the department, as well as constant contact among themselves. Events conducted by such groups can also be posted on social media. This sort of digital recruitment is continuous throughout the year and not tied to any particular test. Even if tests are only given at certain times of the year, it's important to allow applicants to sign up for the test at any time. Social media posts and digital advertising have one more major advantage over traditional methods of recruitment, and that is real-time feedback. The number of views, likes, and clicks is monitored and reported by social media companies. This allows the department to change strategies midstream if required. Marketing guru Shane Barker once said, "The goal of social media is to turn customers into your personal evangelists." Posting and advertising on social media allows applicants not only to engage with the content, but to repost and spread the content themselves. Departments should strive to utilize training to turn every officer into a recruiter. Social media allows departments to turn every potential applicant into a recruiter as well, by giving them the ability to share and repost all recruitment materials. For digital recruitment campaigns to be successful, departments must build a brand around what applicants are looking for. Many departments around the country have begun aggressively advertising higher compensation and benefits. This is certainly an important piece, but many people no longer want a job simply to pay their bills. Instead, they want to work for an organization that will help them learn and grow personally and professionally. Departments must show they have robust means of career development, including specialized assignments, advanced training, and the strong possibility of promotion. This can include anything from tuition reimbursement to mentorship and peer-to-peer coaching programs. Departments must also reinforce their culture. They can do this by embedding company purpose, strategy, and values in their practices and processes, and training their leaders to become culture champions. The remaining slides are devoted to a case study of the Rochester Police Department's media campaign for the 2024 spring entrance exam. The Rochester Police Department is one of several agencies in New York that utilizes the state exam. That exam traditionally takes place in the fall. On January 18, 2024, the state granted the Rochester Police Department an additional exam that took place on March 2, 2024. The city of Rochester spent nearly $40,000 over that period on a variety of recruitment efforts. Following the case study, we will be looking at the lessons learned and the key takeaways. The timeline pictured here shows the compressed time frame for this recruitment campaign. Although the City of Rochester requested an additional exam early in 2023, it was not granted by New York State until January 18th of 2024. For a local municipality like Rochester to properly staff and administer the exam, the last day to sign up is at least 3 weeks prior to the test. This gave Rochester only 3 weeks to recruit for the police exam. Because the City of Rochester has a dedicated media department, they were able to post an advertisement for the test on social media 4 days after being granted the exam. 2 days later, those same advertisements were placed on billboards around the region. 1 week after the test was granted, videos had been created and purchased. Advertising began to run on YouTube. On January 26th, Rochester police personnel began to appear on local television and radio stations talking about the exam. Not listed on this timeline is the hanging of posters and the multitude of in-person events held around the region by a variety of officers. The last day to sign up for the March 2nd exam was February 9th. The message conveyed by the Rochester Police Department's advertisements was focused and clear. The recruitment team decided that the top pay of $102,651 was the most eye-catching selling point. This number translated well to pictures posted on social media, banner ads on various websites, and on billboards and posters. Matching the individual platform with the proper method of communication helped the department get its message across. Media appearances on television and radio could lend additional focus to community service, but all forms of media focused on the high pay and generous benefits. This kept the content reliable and consistent. In addition to the pay and benefits, every advertisement and post had a call to action. Apply by February 9th for the March 2nd exam. The budget for this 3-week campaign was $34,997. The lion's share of that budget went to video advertising on YouTube, which cost $17,000. A media consultant had sold the city on YouTube due to the ability to be incredibly granular when targeting eligible applicants. This allowed the advertisements to not only be targeted by location and age, but also by search terms utilized on the website. This not only included terms such as criminal justice and law enforcement, but also physical training, sports news, and true crimes. The advertising campaign also attempted to take advantage of the fact that college students were in class and utilized geofencing to run ads around those colleges. Geofencing allows a digital ad campaign to run in a targeted area, such as on a college campus, without having to pay for wider spread coverage. Paid advertisements over billboards and radio were also utilized. What the budget does not show is the continuous recruitment efforts, such as the Workforce Development Program and in-person events held by officers. It also does not show all of the free advertising done by the city's social media accounts. The entire 3-week campaign resulted in 967 applicants signing up for the police entrance exam. This contrasts with the fall exam, which is far more established and has a recruiting cycle that lasts all year, which had 837 sign-ups. That is a 15.5% increase in the number of applicants signed up in a fraction of the time. A similar percentage of people who signed up for the exam went on to sit for the exam. As applicants left the exam, they took a survey regarding how they had heard about it. Although family and friends was the highest result, the survey was unable to track how these family or friends had heard about the exam. Outside of word of mouth, social media was far and away the city's most effective method of advertising. However, it was the city's use of their free social media accounts that led to the most applicants hearing about the exam. The money spent on YouTube did not seem to have the same return on investment. The traditional methods of recruitment were still effective, but utilizing them to create content for social media was an absolute force multiplier. The lessons learned and key takeaways from this campaign are placed into three separate categories: continuous recruitment, content creation, and culture. To address continuous recruitment, the first thing that departments must address is the structure of the recruitment unit. It is no secret that departments don't necessarily assign their brightest and best cops to serve as recruitment officers. There needs to be a level of supervision that can ensure the recruitment officers are mission-focused and given the required resources. Officers should also be assigned to the recruitment unit on a rotational basis, which could ensure that the brightest and most energetic officers are chosen each test cycle. Like-minded peer group development, such as the Rochester Police Department's Workforce Development Program, should assign a community manager to coordinate activities and develop support and leadership. This group should meet bi-monthly, but keep in constant contact over social media. Videos of the group partaking in community events or departmental training can be set to music and feature graphics and motivational text for social media posts. The group should hold at least monthly onboarding events to introduce new members and create more social media content, which leads to the next key takeaway. Content creation. Departments need to devote resources to create a digital content team. During the Rochester Police Department's short campaign, views of the city's main website went up by 19%. On Facebook, the police department recruitment post was the third highest in the city when measured by reaching engagement. The Instagram post was interacted with more than any other post by the city, with 8,656 views, 195 likes, 94 comments, and 216 shares. Although the exit survey did not bear it out, the largest social media impact occurred on YouTube. Potential applicants viewed the short recruitment videos 158,349 times. To put that number in context, the public viewed the second highest video created by the city only 700 times. This type of content allows recruitment efforts to be incredibly personalized. Departments need to capitalize on this by utilizing QR codes that automatically input information into the department's systems from the applicant's phone. The department should then keep constant contact with that applicant through text messaging. Once departments have digital content teams, they can begin to produce monthly video podcasts with interviews with department members, as well as footage created by the Workforce Development Program. This engaging and constant content keeps the department front of mind for potential applicants. Lastly, in order to set itself apart, any department must imbue all of their outreach with their culture. This starts with creating an employer value proposition, which states what makes that department an employer of choice and why candidates would want to work for that organization. Social media content and job description should be optimized to include the employer value proposition. Departments can then set up robust onboarding programs that build affiliation and mentorship into the process, keeping in mind that there should be a clear two-way communication channel for employee input and engagement. In addition to compensation, departments should provide creative benefits, such as caregiver support programs, childcare services, and wellness perks. Both current and prospective employees are looking for ways to develop their careers and their skill sets. From the hire, train, deploy mentality of the Workforce Development Program, which equips applicants with relevant skills for the department's needs, to a transparent promotional process, every aspect must reflect the department's culture. Thank you for listening to this presentation.